Hi there, this is Greg. Still at True Essentials Homestead. It's about 8:15, 8:20. We just got a phone call from the local post office. Says your turkeys are here. So I'm going to wrap things up here and I'm going to scamper my way and get a box of birds. I'll be back shortly.
Good morning, this is Diane, True Essentials Homestead. Greg got the call this morning that our turkeys were in, and while he's gone to the post office to pick them up, I'm going to be making magic water for them to give them the best start possible. And the magic water is going to be water, apple cider vinegar, honey, and garlic. I don't have a gallon jar, so I'll be making up 2 half-gallon jars. And for the I'll be putting a tablespoon of the apple cider vinegar in each jar, a 1/4 cup of the honey in each of the 2 jars, and a teaspoon of garlic in each of the 2 jars. I'm warming up some water right now on the stove. So once that gets warmed up, I'll pour that in on top of the ingredients. Make sure everything's dissolved and mixed in real well, and then top it off with water.
Still Greg, still on the road, still with turkeys in tow. Okay, so we're headed back to the house. Actually, I was about to take the pole saw and start hacking off some of the small limbs that are in the, we call our forest on the property. We've got 2 acres of trees, and we need to cut them back so that we can get suitable space to set up some fencing for goats and pigs and whatever else we have. Wow, what a deal. Anyhow, this is life on the homestead is starting to become a little more real as we go. At first, well, okay, we're going to run some chicks, then we got some more chicks. Now we're getting turkeys. A number of weeks ago, the gentleman over at the local farm had mentioned that they had milk and eggs for sale. And Diane asked, what about bull calves? And he says, I can sell you 1 or 2. So we may end up with some bull calves on the property. So now it's just a question of getting everything in place before we get the critters. I don't want to get a bull calf and then, oh, wait a minute, I need to check with a vet. I need to go find out what kind of equipment do I need. What kind of powdered milk do I need to get to be able to feed the rascals. So it's getting interesting. I'm like all sorts of excited about this. Diane she just got this giddy laughing, they're here. So it's a case of we're just getting used to this stuff, which means I need to be the responsible guy to build the structures, get things put together, move the critters. And Diane, God bless her, is doing her regular day job from home, which is really kind of cool. chicks that we got, the first batch of chicks, when they got bigger, they turned into juvenile delinquents. These ones are also juvenile delinquents, the next batch of chicks. We also got an African goose is a guard goose. We don't know if it's a male or female. We don't really care. Just take care of the chicks. And what's kind of funny is that we decided to put them in, with Justin's suggestion, put them in the excuse me, cough here, in the chick shop at night. Kind of slip them in there and then open them up the next morning and let them out early. So they all ran out the first bunch. The second bunch of chicks kind of came out in a little bit at a time. 1, 2 here, 2 there. That finally came out. The goose is out, and it is kind of picking on the big chickens, the chicks, the more closer to adult birds. I mean, it's biting them and hanging on, and the chick is running off, and it's hanging on there, and it's like, wow, this is really kind of weird. So now, what I noticed yesterday is that the guard goose has this little entourage of the 5 of the second batches of chicks following it around. It's like a little parade there. Now, 3 of the second batch are still in the mini chicken tractor because their feathers, the goose or one of the other birds was picking on them, picking some of the feathers off. So we left them in kind of a, quarantined them inside the mini chicken tractor to let them heal up, let their feathers grow out, and then we'll throw them into the mix. But yeah, I guess the funny part is about these birds. You know, I had this, I'm Mr. Spreadsheet kind of guy. So I get this thing all laid out, the timeline for this, that, the other, the chickens, the turkeys, the pigs, cows, plants, building stuff. And one thing I've noticed is that not once have I ever seen a calendar stapled to a chicken's ass. So we're just kind of running with what nature is providing here. So anyhow, I gotta get back to the road. Actually, we're almost at the house now. So we'll have fun.
So I'm shaking up the apple cider vinegar really good to get the mother distributed. So 1 tablespoon in each jar. And one teaspoon of garlic. In each jar. And let's see. Put a 1/4 cup of our local honey. In each jar. There's one. Okay. And now the other jar. And if we weren't keto, I might lick the spoon. So, all that. My water is warmed up on the stove. It doesn't need to be boiling hot. It just needs to be hot enough for because the honey sticks, so it just needs to be able to thin out the honey so I can mix it up really well. Put that in each jar. Shake it up really good. Gotta get that honey off the bottom. Still have some, you can see it, so I'm gonna keep shaking it. There we go. You can see it's all incorporated. So now I'm gonna do the same thing with the second jar. It looks like we've got it. Now, I'm gonna fill them up with water. This is reverse osmosis water. Because our well has some pretty heavy mineral content in it, so we had reverse osmosis installed. So there's one. Now I need to get the second one. Get it all full. Once I get them both full, I'll give them both another good shake, and they will be ready for the turkeys when they get here. We will give them this magic water until until it's all gone, and then probably actually do it for the first week they're here, and then we will transition them to regular water. So get this all mixed up, take it out to the workshop where we have the brooder set up so we can have the water and feed ready for when the turkeys get here. Thanks for watching.
Okay, we made it home successfully from the post office. We got the chicks. Now we've got the brooder set up. We've got a 2 by 3 by 8 foot galvanized tank. We got wood chips in the bottom. We've got a screen set in there so we can put the food in the water, so if it's gonna drip or splash, it goes into a plastic tub. We've got some of Justin's handy dandy magic water for the chicks. And if I work carefully, I'll not pour it on myself. So we'll load this up. It's a 2-quart container. Now, let's go with that at first. Some assembly required. We'll see how they respond to it. Then we've got some chick feed that we've been letting ferment overnight. Yum.
The feeders were washed really well with the On Guard foaming hand soap. The previous chicks have used these feeders, and we want to make sure that there's no contamination, cross-contamination. These chicks are from a different hatchery than the chickens, so we want to give them every possible chance
of getting used to our place successfully. Okay, feed's in, water's in.
And here's our brooder set up with the water and the feed. You've got heat lamps, both ends. And now we are ready to introduce the chicks. We will take them out one by one, counting them as we go, and dip their beaks in the water. We need to show them where the water is. They've never had water before, so this is a first for them. And since it's our first turkeys, I guess it's a first for us too. And we're opening up the box for the first time, so you'll see what we see. We have baby turkeys. These are bourbon red turkeys, a heritage breed. Looks like everyone made the journey okay. So now Greg is going to pick one up at a time and give them their first drink of water, and we're gonna count as we go. So this is number 1. Two. 3. 4. 5. In the brooder for you.
Old habits.
That was 5. 6. 7.
Going, no, I don't want to go there.
8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Get your little beacon there.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. That's 16 turkeys. Did we order 16 or
We ordered 15.
We ordered 15. So, as usual, they sent an extra just in case one didn't quite survive the trip to us. But it looks like we have 16.
Okay.
They're getting used to their new environment.
And I'll put some more bedding down to raise them up to the level of this. That way they can get up to this easier. So, thank you, McMurray Hatchery, out in Webster City, Iowa. Yay.
Even though they shipped out of Portales, New Mexico.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. But
So, I guess they have strategically located hatcheries. They are not all huddled together, so I don't think they are too cold. So that's good. Just messing around, checking it all out. Awesome. So they will discover the food. It's water that's most important for them. That's why we needed to introduce them and show them where their water was. Thanks for coming along with us on this journey. Turkeys are new for us, and we are learning as we go. This is definitely not a how-to, and it might turn into a how not to. Who knows?